Hi, and welcome to day 3 of this adult beginner cello course. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Clay from thecelloonline, and we are in the full swing of learning the cello here. And so here on day 3, we're actually going to get to make some sound. It's very exciting. We're going to pluck some open strings here. Okay, so what to keep in mind, what to do here to pluck the string. First, it's important that we remember our hand shape. Hopefully we're practicing our bow hold, practicing all the posture things, checking things off of our list. And this is good practice, actually, this plucking the open strings for the bow hold, because my hand has to stay rounded in order to do it. Now, I still pluck the open strings the same way I was taught when I was 11 years old. Thumb anchored, fingers rounded, okay, starting from the string. I think this is so important because I see a lot of students actually get this wrong when it comes to plucking and making our first sound here on the instrument. Sometimes I'll see, I'm gonna angle the camera this way so you can see this. I see this, right? And I'm showing this up close because this is really important, because some people really have a hard time, or I see students having a hard time getting over this, where we're literally trying to pluck with the end of our finger like this. This is not, I don't even know how this is possible, but anyway, it happens. We pluck, you want to grab the string. I mean, really grab the string here, all right? Not just touching it like this on the end, all right? But when we grab the string and pluck it, right? Or on the A string, and I keep this hand rounded and anchored like this so that I can get to whatever I need to. When this hand collapses, I never let my hand rest here on the instrument or any of that business, okay? All right, well, I need to get the rosin off my strings. Got quite a bit of rosin there. I want to pluck with my hand anchored, finger rounded like this, yeah? All right, looking over here at my monitor, see what I'm showing you here. All right, so right here, thumb touching, hand rounded. Then I can really get to what I need to. And notice that whenever I'm plucking, it's like a bow retake, which if you're a beginner, you don't know what that is yet. All right, let me explain to you what that is, and then later you'll already know when we get to it. It means I'm coming back to the string, okay? All right, let's call them finger retakes. Ooh, I just invented that. I'm going to touch the string, and I'm going to grab it before I pluck, right? If I'm getting to the string at the time it's supposed to be plucked, I'm late. Like if I'm going like this, all right? Maybe we can show this in slow motion. Now let's watch that back in slow motion here from both angles. Do you hear how, or can you see that my finger is grabbing the string, okay? Then I'm plucking, then I'm making the sound. It's not this. This is the wrong way. Let's watch this one and listen in slow motion. Now, if I'm going this tempo, and I've done it for 30 years, well, then I'm going to be okay, all right? If I try to go fast, well, that's a wimpy sound. See, I'm back to the string before I pluck. This is really, really important, because at the end of the week here, I'm going to actually give you something to play. We're going to play along together, all right? And I want you to have success with this. So getting this right now is really important, because we're going to do a lot of plucking to help focus on the left hand. So this is not the last day that we're going to be doing some pizzicato here, all right? So finger rounded, here we go. Get your hand anchored. And by the way, when it comes to bowing lanes with plucking the string, I never pluck down here. I save this for arco, right? Between the fingerboard and the bridge, and sometimes over the fingerboard. For plucking though, everything gets shifted up. So if I want to play loud, I'm here. Yeah, and if I want to play soft, I move up a little bit. Pluck it a little less. If I want to play really soft, okay, and maybe we'll do that later this week. But all right, we're gonna play right here. Nice strong sound. I'm gonna count us off to 4, and then we're gonna pluck. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it again. Hey, you just made your first sound on the cello. That's awesome. Here we go. Ready? It's exciting, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And important things to keep in mind. Maintain the hand shape, all right, in whatever we are doing, okay? And this is where the checklist comes in handy. It's like, am I maintaining this shape? Am I staying there while I'm plucking? Let's go on the A string. I'm gonna count us off. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you're listening for is for yours to sound at the same time mine does. Let's count off again. A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the G string. 1, 2, it's this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Low down there. This is why we started playing the cello, because we like these sounds. Ready? I'm laughing at myself because I genuinely am having fun doing this. I love doing this with you guys. Here we go. Ready? Let's do the C string. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome. And I have new strings on my cello. I just changed them. As of this recording, I just changed them yesterday, so I'm very excited about my new strings. See, if you have new strings, you have a cello, you love this thing, you love what we're doing, then plucking some open strings is good stuff. Okay, let's just do them all in succession here. We're going to go all the way down. Ready? 1, 2 on the A, and on the D. 1, 2, ready, and get ready on the G. 1, 2, ready, and get ready on the C. 1, 2, ready, and congratulations, you just made some music there on the cello. All right, just made some sound. All right, so as in previous days, we're going to practice together here, but what's on our checklist here for these pizzicato? All right, so we are going to practice at the end. We're going to go through our practice list, our goals, which is getting bigger and bigger, yes, as we're learning more stuff here, even on day 3. We have quite a few things here to think about with the cello. But what's on our checklist for day 3? What am I making sure of, all right, that I understand here on day 3? And that is that I know where my right hand thumb goes, all right, touching the fingerboard, right? I'm very comfortable keeping this rounded here and anchored on the fingerboard. Sometimes people like to use the corner, all right, because there's like a little point there. You can do that. It's not unheard of, but there might be a little bit too much tension down there for you to pluck, or maybe you've already messed around with the bow, or you're like me, and you got a little too much rosin too close to the fingerboard. So I think up here, all right, just as long as it's anchored, all right, use the fingerboard, not too far under, right? We don't want way under there. We're just like touching, right, here on the side, anchoring that thumb, keeping it rounded. It's very much like the bow hold, yeah? All right, so I feel very comfortable getting my thumb there, keeping it rounded, all right, anchoring it while I'm playing. That's first on the checklist, so important, okay? Next, I can hold my hand open in the correct shape while I'm plucking. I'm not having to force down or crunch up my hand or squeeze my fingers together. Okay, I can keep this hand open. I can keep these fingers rounded. I can do my finger pits plucking retake. Here I can get to the string before. Okay, all right. And as I'm having fun doing here, making a great sound. All right, and you know these are all important. These checklist items are not, you know, they're not like this one is primary and this one's secondary. You know, when it comes to learning music, playing cello, all of these things are important. which is good and bad that we recognize all the important things at once. And we're going to get to more of that later as we talk about how to practice and how to get focused in our practice. Okay, but I would say for now, even now, you could start building that good practice habit and focusing on one thing at a time. Maybe I'm just focused on tone. I just want to hear great sound. Okay. Maybe I'm focused on keeping my hand open here while I'm plucking. All right, I'm just thinking about the exercise, right? Keeping my hand open or keeping my thumb anchored, all right? And I'm not squeezing in, all right? But I want to keep my hand up on top so I can actually play a piece of music while I am plucking. All right, now, practice list. Okay, let's go back and review. Posture, okay, am I plucking, all right? Am I doing the pizzicato while I'm maintaining my great posture? Knee, chest, all right? Peg behind my neck, hand rounded, okay? And while I'm doing this, I call this day 1, day 2, day 3 here in this first week. And I'm going to keep going with the days all the way through the entire course here so that we have a goal, all right? So that you know that I am here for you daily. But maybe you're watching day 3 and it's day 5 or 6. That's perfectly okay. All right. Don't think that, oh man, I should be getting this stuff by day 3. If you do, great. If you're already watching, day 5 after this, that's great too. I think that would definitely be the exception, not the norm. Okay. So watch this as many times as you need to, and don't feel like, you have to move on even if you feel uncomfortable doing something. All right. Especially since we don't want to injure ourselves. Okay. Our fingers have to get used to the plucking, yeah? And while we are still practicing great posture, sitting up straight, getting this hand, making a great sound, okay, I'm not using the bow on the string, I'm still practicing finding this bow hold, yeah? I'm still practicing all the steps, going through them. That's still on my practice list, all right? And as I mentioned on day 1, this is why we do the checklist and then the practice list, because the checklist is for the things that we're learning today, all right? And then we have our practice list, which is a little more cumulative to make sure that we're not missing anything and falling into bad habits, all right? So let's do it a couple more times. Let's go C string up to A string. Let's mix it up here. Ready? So I'm on the C string, got my hand anchored. 1, 2, ready, and G string. 1, 2, ready, and D string. 1, 2, ready, and A string. 1, 2, ready, and. How about we go a little faster? A little extra challenge here, okay? I'm just gonna go 1, 2, pluck. 1, 2, pluck. Here we go, starting on the A, going all the way down to the C string. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Do it again. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. At the end, I can tell you, at the end of the week here, all right, we are going to learn a piece, and you're going to play along with me, plucking here on the open strings. It's going to be very exciting. So make sure we're practicing that and getting very comfortable, making a great sound, keeping our hand anchored, all the things here with plucking the open strings. And as always, a reminder, this is a playlist. I have put in some extra resources here in between the lessons, things that already existed on the channel or other things that I already had, which are important to help supplement this lesson or that focus on one of these ideas, or maybe today's lesson or something else, or reviewing something, or maybe it's just I know where we are in the process, and so I've inserted a video that might help. Make sure you watch those, at least look at them one time, and see where you are, and then move on as you need to. And I will see you in the next lesson.